thousands without power this morning.
Consumers crews are out this morning working to restore that power. And we're joined live this morning by Tracy Wimmer from Consumers Energy. Tracy, thanks for joining us. It looks like outages have kind of peaked right now and the number is starting to slowly come down. Is that the case?
Yeah, and obviously we saw two different obstacles in this particular situation. It was some high winds in certain areas, which of course can impact lines, not necessarily the lines themselves, but if branches come down on them. And then the other big one, of course, is heavy wet snow can weigh down on those branches and cause them to fall down or tree limbs to come down on lines and lead to some outages. So we did see those climb throughout the night, but we've got, like you said, crews out there and they're working to get power restored as quickly and as safely as possible.
And of course, this is a storm that we have been preparing for. We've been talking about it for some days now. Was this an all hands on deck situation to address these issues overnight?
We were ready for whatever happened. I think the storm was not as large as anyone was expecting throughout the day yesterday. But like you said, the good news was because we'd been preparing. We had crews ready, we had equipment ready, we had trucks ready. So we were able to deploy them very quickly in the areas that were impacted. And so now we've got them out there. And like I said, we're working to get the power back on.
Good news there. We have all been there when the outage exceeds that estimated restoration time. What's your message to people who may experience longer than expected outages with this storm?
I think more than anything, just gratitude for their patience. We did a ton of work throughout the year last year to cut down on the time that outages last, whether it's increasing our tree trimming or adding smart technology on lines to reduce the number of people who are impacted in certain outages. And then obviously, of course, we've got our hardworking line workers who are out there trying to do the physical labor of putting things back together. And we know people understand how hard that is, and we're just very grateful for their patience. But I hope they do know that we are working to get things back on as, like I said, as quickly and as safely as possible.
Tracy, thank you so much for waking up with us this morning and giving us these early morning updates. We're certainly hoping those without power are able to get those lights back on soon. Thank you. And we'll be continuing to cover this winter event throughout the week and this weekend. Stick with us on air, online, and on our app to get the latest forecast, track conditions, and see live radar. That app is free to download on Apple and Android devices.